Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is a Monday and it's time for Monday View. We're going to review the Karisma colored pencils. These are the um, older Karisma colors that were sent to me as a gift for my birthday. These are not the ones that you can get on Amazon or AliExpress or anything like that. They're not the ones made out in Japan. These are made in the US and in Canada and Europe. So I think these ones, most of these are made in the US. However, some of them are made in England. So these are the original Karisma colors. So as you can see, I have them in my pencil holder because they come in, well, they were sent to me in a box with drawers and whatnot. Um, they have the original tagging on it, also Karisma color, the color name, and the color number. Now, I'm going to switch it over to the close-up camera here so you can see a little bit better. Now, this color number does match with the Karisma color colored pencils. So these are the original Karisma colors. So most of them will color match with name and number. There is a couple that are slightly different in name, but they have the same numbers. So we have and I put them in the same order that they were sent to me because I didn't want to mess with the box too much. I was being lazy, and she had it in a really nice color order. And we have our browns into our reds, into our pinks, into our peachy tones and our light pinks, into our oranges and our yellows, into our greens and our blues. So we've got our greens and then we've got some green-blue areas here and blue-green areas. And then into our blues and into our purples and then into our grays. And it has all of the grays that the Prismacolors has, but then it also has another set of grays. So it has gray, warm gray, very light, light and medium and dark, and then cool gray, very light, light, medium and dark. So that's really cool. It also has some metallics. There are many colors in here that are now discontinued from Prismacolor, but they are in this set. This set was curated from eBay and other sellers, purchasing one pencil at a time or a group of pencils at a time, and she put them together for me for my birthday, and I really appreciate it because they're actually a very nice set of pencils. I'm not a huge fan of Prismacolor pencils, but the Karisma don't seem to have as much of a wax buildup as the newer Prismacolor colored pencils. So that is the Karisma colors. I'm going to, of course, do our Art Matters because your imagination can change the world. I'm going to turn off that. Let's see. I'll turn off the autofocus. Don't know why the autofocus is on. And we're going to zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Just so you can actually see what I'm doing. All right. So as you may remember, not last week, but the week before, we finished this page here. Now we're going to do this page on the opposing side, and it says, the things I did because I was excited and wanted to see them exist in reality have never let me down, and I've never regretted the time I spent on any of them. Where on this one here, it was talking about things that the artist did just because he needed money. And of course, all of those things were not as good as he thought they would be. All right, so we're going to color this. So we're going to start with the green jacket, just like we did over here. And we're going to Start off with a dark color, so a dark green, number 908 is going to be our shadow color. Of course, tonight we will be finishing, well, we'll be working on hopefully finishing Mr. Fogarty and Morning Tea by R.J. Hampson. And hopefully we'll be able to get him done today. I, of course, have a piece of paper behind the page here because this is not a coloring book. So the ink does transfer. So make sure that you put a page behind there so that you don't end up with ink transfer onto the next page. All right. Okay, now going to add a little bit of a medium green. So I want to add some apple green. Now excuse me. It was requested that I color with these pencils because they have been sitting on my shelf since I got them, other than doing the swatch chart and doing a small picture with them. She also sent me the original Karisma watercolor pencils, and those are awesome as well. We may be using those on the next picture. We'll see. And then we're going to go with a lighter green. Let's see, which is this one. So we're going to add a bit of lime peel. This jacket is very bulky. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and of course enjoying summer vacation for all those people on summer vacation and that sort of thing. We're going to use yellow orange for his hair. I did review these pencils recently and did go through and compare them with the Prismacolor and the Karisma from the Japanese Karisma. So I did compare those, and I do find that they're very similar to the Karisma, the Japanese ones. However, I do find that they are not as waxy as the Prismacolor. They're a little bit harder, but that's not a bad thing in my opinion. Now that was just regular orange, and then we're going to add a bit of red orange to it as well. So we're going to use a little bit of Crimson Lake, just a little bit, because he's a redhead and I just want to put some red highlights in. And then we're going to take our peach tones. So we're going to use Deco Orange for his ears. There's not a lot of skin, so I'm just going to use a Deco Orange for his ears. Then we're going to grab this one here, which is Copenhagen Blue for his pants. There's not a lot of light areas on his pants, so I'm just going to do the whole thing in Copenhagen blue. And then we have his boots, which I'm going to use a little bit of warm gray on in the highlighty areas there. Almost dropped it again. Don't drop the pencils. Dropped one the other day while I was coloring on stream, and it broke, and I was horrified. This is just warm dark gray. Now there are differences between this warm gray and say warm gray 70%. This is much darker, almost a black gray. All right, and then we're going to take some brown, and I want dark brown. And we're going to start here and do the shadowy areas around him here, in front and behind. I'll go through the things that I did find. Now, in the review of these pencils, you will see that the red is a different color. And it's not because the red is a different color, it's because I grabbed the wrong color. So it's not the exact same red as the other colors. So I did not realize that until after I made the video, and somebody pointed it out to me that they were different colors altogether. So that is why the original Berol Karisma red is different than the Japanese Karisma and the Prismacolor. It's because I messed up. And I do that sometimes, not reading well, or, going too quickly. You end up messing it up. So this color that I'm using is Sienna Brown. I'm just using it to fill in the rest of the road area, the walkway, the dirt coming up to whatever is going on up there. And it looks like bricks up there, so I'm going to do that in a brick red. So I'm going to use terracotta. First of all, for the edges of the bricks here. Like so. And then we're going to use burnt ochre. Blend that together. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm always worried that I'm off screen or off camera. In my live streams, I have you guys to tell me when that's the case, but when I'm recording, I have to kind of rely on myself to look up. Sometimes I don't do a very good job of that. Alright, and then we're going to take this one here, which is sepia. We're just going to put some little bit of a darker color on the brick here, just to give it a little bit of dimension and age. Like so. And then for the never sign here, that's usually something that would be done in bright colors. So let's look at what we have for bright colors. Not a whole lot of bright colors. So let's do it in Scarlet Lake for the outer part here. That's crimson. This one. Yeah. Sorry about that. For some reason, somebody's texting my phone. So I'm just going to color this whole thing and then I'll put in the darker color. I should have put it in first, but the great thing about a softer pencil like this is you can work with either light or dark first. Now, one thing that I will say about these types of pencils, the Karisma color and the Prismacolor and that sort of thing, is the pigment in them is not extremely translucent. So if you are going to go over top of your darker color, it is more likely to change than if you were going over a lighter color with your dark. The lighter color will overtake and overpower the darker color if you put it down first. Sometimes. It all depends upon how dark the color is. I have a tendency to put down the darker color first because sometimes the darker colors are too dark and I want them to be brightened up a little bit by the lighter colors. But that's a personal preference. That is a personal preference. So I'm going to put that one aside for a second and I'm going to grab Crimson Red and we're going to come in through here and we're going to do that darker area. Same with down here. Just going to fill in that shadow. Like so. Alright, and then we're going to take our Scarlet Lake again and we're just going to fill in that white spot. Darkening it up a little bit. Now we could, of course, put some pressure on this and mash it all together, but I don't think we need to at this point. Alright, so let's grab our yellows. So I want a bright yellow, so let's grab canary yellow and lemon yellow. That would be in here. Actually, let's use, so that's canary. Let's use yellow chartreuse. I think it's a brighter yellow green color. Let's take a look and see how long it is first. Yeah, it's okay. I have a tendency to try to conserve my colors because, yeah. Actually, I'm just going to use lemon yellow. That way it's not going to contrast with each other. Alright, so we're going to put in the darker area because I want some of the lighter to take up some of it. And if I find that it's not dark enough, I can use a different color to darken it up if need be. Like so. And then we're going to take our lemon and we're going to do that. And I want that a little bit darker, so I'm going to take yellow orange. Into those shadowy areas. Like so. And then we're going to take, just going to grab the right one. I think, no, this one. Carmine red. And we're going to go over the words. Like so. And then we're going to take a little bit of gray. And I want to use this one. Cool gray 50%. And we're just going to put in some shadows behind the wall area here. Just going to gray that out. Now typically I would, if I was filling in an area, such as his jacket and stuff like that, I will typically go in small circles so that I get the best blend. However, with a background like this, I'm not trying to cover the whole page. I'm just trying to give it some contrast. So you'll see that I do a back and forth motion, just blanketing the entire page. And then we're going to use cool gray 70% in this area here. And this area here. Like so. Alright. Just going to put a little bit of a shadow here. A little bit of a deeper shadow there. Like so. Alright, and there we have it. So once again it says, the things I did because I was excited and wanted to see them exist in reality have never let me down. And I've never regretted the time I spent on any of them. And that, of course, is Art Matters, because your imagination can change the world. This is a book done by Neil Gaiman. He is the writer of the book. The illustrator of the book is Chris Riddell. Um, a couple of years back, I did 100 Days of Hugs, and that book was also done by Chris Riddell. All right, so the testing of the pencils. As you can see, they are not water resistant. They are not smudge resistant. They do blend pretty much exactly the same. You are able to get a 3-color blend out of all of them. And as I said, the old Karisma color and the like this one here is a different red than these two here. That's why it's darker, because I grabbed the wrong one. But as you can see, with the Prismacolor and the new Karisma as well as the old Karisma yellow and blue, those are all pretty much identical colors. So if you get the new Karisma, you will find that the colors, names, and numbers match up with the Prismacolor, and they do actually work quite well. And close to the old Karisma. I do find that all of Prismacolor's products, whether it's Prismacolor, the Berol Karisma, or the new Japanese Karisma with the Berol recipe, all of those do seem to move with water as well as move with your fingertips, so it does smudge. I don't know how much these cost, and I wouldn't even attempt to look it up. Um, the old Karisma will, or the new Karisma, which is a 72 set, will run you about $120. You can get them on sale cheaper. 150 set of the Prisma will run you approximately 150 or higher, depending upon where you buy them. Of course, you can get those cheaper as well. Just keep an eye out for the sales. Alright guys, well that is my video on the Karisma colored pencils. These are the discontinued Berol Karisma colors before they became Prismacolor. So after the Berol Karisma colors were finished, they converted the name to Prismacolor and remarketed them. Alright guys, with that I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. And that is what we finished today. I will see you tonight for the Monday Night Live, where we will be coloring on Mr. Fogarty and his morning tea. Until then, bye-bye for now.